Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to my channel. I'm Brian, and this is Class A Van Life. On this video, I'm going to do a little bit of a rant. As you may or may not know, I live in a van, and this old girl needs a lot of work. A lot of the stuff that I need to get this thing running good, and the way I would like it, comes from the United States. Donald Trump needs to fuck the fuck off. You know, this guy from the time he got in office, the first time, I knew this was going to be a shit show. And you know, when he lost the election in 2020, although he denies that, he lost the election in 2020. And then he tries to start an insurrection. Is that what you call it? January 6th. All that bullshit that went down. At that point, he should have went to jail for treason. I think. Just my opinion. And then 4 years later, the guy gets in again. Like, United States, did you not learn your lesson the first fucking time? Apparently not, because he's back in again. Now, this guy, I'm sorry, I might bounce around here a little bit. This guy's got a laundry list of grievances a mile long. And it's so long, it's hard to keep track of. From tariffs to threatening to you know, this ICE situation, right? And this ICE situation, right? This is shit out of Second World War Nazi Germany, right? Going through cities and rounding up people, right? You know, he says it's the illegals, but he's taking citizens. You know, he killed a white woman, right? Renee Good, last week in, what was it, Minnesota? Or one of his ICE officers killed a white woman in Minnesota, right? They're not rounding people up, they're terrorizing. This is a terrorist organization, right? Isn't there something in a declaration where it mentions fighting all enemies, foreign and domestic? Well, you guys have some domestic enemies you need to get on. And you know, I noticed that, you know, people are starting to wise up, pull their head out of their ass, and realize what's happening here. I.e., all the protests in Minnesota and everywhere else, the No Kings rallies. Let's hope that the people of the U.S. can get this guy out of here, because the government is useless, whether it be Republican or Democrat. There's a couple of Democrats in there that are trying, but most of them are too worried about their job or too greedy to do anything about it. which makes this whole situation really scary. And now he's talking about Greenland, right? And talking about taking it by force, right? Although the other day at the conference in Davos, I think it's called, he said that he wasn't going to take Greenland by force. This guy changes his mind, multiple times a day. So, that could change on a whim. And the rest of the world sees what's going on. And now most of the U.S. seems to be figuring it out. And apparently even his base, all these MAGAs are starting to figure it out now. Only because it's affecting them. Forget your neighbor, forget, the guy next door, forget the homeless guy down the road. It's all about them. As soon as it affects them, well, now all of a sudden it's becoming a problem. That just kills me, right? No forethought for your, for your fellow human, for your, they don't care as long as it doesn't affect them. As soon as it affects them, well, now all of a sudden they have a grievance. And now, in Davos, Mark Carney just laid it all out on the table, and he got a standing ovation for it from the rest of the leaders at that conference. Trump rolls in a day late, $1 short, and all he can do is spout crap and make threats, right? He threatened Carney in Canada. There's going to be repercussions for that. We don't know what they are yet, but Trump didn't like what Carney said. But it needed to be said, and finally, somebody had the balls to be able to say it. Right? Everybody was thinking it. Carney had the balls to lay it all out there. So, where are we going now? Where is the U.S. going now? God only knows. I don't wish harm on anybody, but I can't wait till Trump eats his last Big Mac. And that said, if JD Vance gets in there, I honestly don't think he's any better. He is another greedy politician who will do whatever it takes to make more money. And he will be now another power-hungry piece of shit who will do whatever the Republicans want and just be another sock puppet to, whoever gives them the most money. I don't know, but I'm a little bit worried about what's to come. We, as in Canada, are now starting to segregate away from the States. Although we can't do it totally because our economies are pretty integrated. But we're starting to make deals with other nations, which will, you know, protect us at some point if shit goes off the rails. Mind you, we can hold our own as a country. America is big. You guys are still a superpower, although that's, I don't know if you're a superpower anymore, but you have the people there. Your army is huge. You might be able to take Canada. Could you hold it? I don't know. There is enough people here that are so pissed off with what's going on in the States and Trump that anything could happen. I think this would be another Russia-Ukrainian situation. It would be a years-long war, and you might get parts of it. I don't think you'd be able to hold it because we are a pretty innovative people, and we don't take a lot of bullshit, and we're nice until it's time to not be nice, and then we could be your worst enemy. I hope in my deepest heart of hearts that it never comes to that. I have friends in the States that I would like to see again, and a lot of the people in the States are nice people, are great people, salt of the earth. Although you also have some real winners out there, but we'll see where it goes. And I can only imagine what you guys are going through down there in the States. Your economy is crap. People can't afford to live. You can't afford health care. Heaven forbid you get sick. Can't afford rent. Can't afford groceries. How do you guys do it down there? Like, I can only imagine, and I imagine that if you can't afford rent, lots of people are having to move into their vehicles, to live, and he's made living in your vehicle illegal. So, where do you go? Where do you park? There's, in so many cities, like, I don't know the exact, but I pick up, tidbits here and there, and I don't know how much of it is true or not. If you feel the need, please leave a comment and educate me. But I feel sorry. I feel sorry for you guys down there. Like, I can only imagine. If we're with all the tariffs and stuff going on, we're kind of facing an economic challenge up here, but nowhere near to the extent that you guys are. Like, I worry about a lot of people in the States and what you guys are going through. I hope that you guys can find a way to be able to get through this and come out the other side. Um, well, I can't say unscathed, because uh, it's gonna have a lasting effect for a long time. But I feel sorry for you guys down there. If we're facing economic challenges up here, I could only imagine what you guys are going through down there. And you guys have my deepest sympathies, and I can't wait till you guys can get rid of this guy and find a government that is willing to stand up and do something for you, and get back on your feet financially again. But on that note, I'm gonna leave this here. If you want to subscribe, I'd appreciate it. It's free, and then you can keep track of what I get up to. If you want to leave a like, I would appreciate it. If you want to leave a comment and educate me, let me know what's going on down there, and what kind of stuff you guys are facing, and how you're getting through it. I'm honestly curious as to how it's going down there. Like I said, I truly feel for you guys. And I wish all the good people of America my prayers are with you, and I hope you guys get through this all right. So on that note, I'm gonna leave this here. I love you guys. See you on the next one.